Trump says Iran is obliterated. So why is he begging for a ceasefire? Diddy is trying to porno his way out of prison. And did Zoran flop his first 100 days as mayor? We're getting into all that and more. Welcome to AM Mornings. I'm your host, Alex Media. Social media right now is just people screaming for cheap points. We built this show to cut through that and kill all of the polarization. I don't care if you're a Republican, Democrat, conservative, progressive. I want you calling in. Here's the AM Mornings playbook. I break down the facts. The hosts give our takes. We poke holes in each other's arguments. Then we open up the phone lines to you. And then at the end of every call, we ask a dilemma question. This week's dilemma is, if your house is burning down, you only have time to carry out one person, spouse or your child. Who lives? So start thinking about your answers, but if you want to call in and share it, you need to know the one rule of the show. If you call in, you must show your face. There's no burners, there's no avatars, no anonymous courage here. If you want to be part of the conversation, Patreon is how you do it. $3 gets you in the room. That's how you call in. That's how we keep this show independent. Full episodes go up tomorrow on Spotify and YouTube, but Patreon gets you everything else. We have vlogs, extra episodes, behind the scenes, and more. I'm really excited for today's show because we're doing stuff a little bit different. To help me break everything down, I got my guy Lenny here. And also joining us is Grace Weinstein. Weinstein, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Like Harvey.
All right. Okay. You guys know Grace from her work at Recount and her Substack, Who Broke It? She lives right in the space where political journalism and creator culture meet. Grace, welcome to the chaos.
Thank you. Well said. I'm going to steal that.
Yeah, you know. So this is, you guys see, we're on a new set. This is WTF Media's White Psych here in the Midtown location. You can head over to WTFmediastudios.com if you want to book this set. So let's just get right into it. Fuck it. We are dropping the hammer on Iran. So why the hell are we the ones begging for a ceasefire? Let's cut the shit. Who's actually winning this war? Here is the reality on the ground. We are blasting $20,000 Iranian drones out the sky using $15 million U.S. interceptor missiles. That's not a strategy. That's just terrible math. We are bleeding our defense budget dry. But forget the sky for a second. Let's talk about the water.
The Strait of Hormuz is open. Of course, there are technical restrictions because of the war zone.
Iran attempted to clear up why ships have refrained from passing through the Strait of Hormuz. They say mines made travel without the coordination of Iran's military dangerous. Only 4 ships passed through the strait in the first 24 hours of the ceasefire, none of them oil or gas tankers, and passage stopped altogether after Israel launched airstrikes against Lebanon. Tehran contradicted claims of the strait being closed, saying the waterway was open, but traffic was slow due to the danger from the mine.
So they call that open? It's literally a minefield. The global economy is being held hostage by rogue explosives, and the oil tankers are too terrified to move. Every time you fill up your gas tank, you're paying the price for this gridlock. That is why they rush to the negotiation tables. The money is hurting. But guess what just broke? The talks collapsed. J.D. Vance just walked out of a 21-hour negotiation in Islamabad. No deal, no ceasefire. He said Iran would not commit to dropping their nuclear program, so he left the final offer on the table and got on a plane. So you have one side out here saying Trump and Vance dropped the hammer, showed them who's boss, and refused to compromise from a position of weakness. But the other side is pointing out how we got into this mess in the first place.
On February 11th, Benjamin Netanyahu pitched the idea of joint Israel-U.S. strikes against Iran.
He lays out a very aggressive campaign to dismantle Iran's weapons systems, and then he also lays out some scenarios for regime change.
President Trump listened to this and he said, "Sounds good to me."
But what happened next was actually, in some ways, more interesting.
Overnight, U.S. intelligence analysts very quickly went to work.
The head of the CIA uses one word to describe the assessment of Netanyahu's regime change scenarios: farcical.
Our own intelligence agencies is calling the game plan a joke, a literal joke. So the other side is saying Trump got sold a pipe dream by Netanyahu, blew up the region, and now Wall Street is screaming and gas prices are tanking his poll numbers. He's scrambling for an exit plan, but couldn't even close a deal. What's my take? If you punch a guy 100 times and he's still standing, and now you can't even get a ceasefire signed just so your oil ships can move, you didn't win the fight. Let's open the phone lines, but before we do, Lenny, Grace, who's actually winning this war? Let's start with Grace. Ladies first.
Oh, God.
Ladies first.
I would say Israel is actually winning this war because we are in their pocket. They are clearly calling the shots here to Trump, to Vance. It was reported that Netanyahu was on the phone with Vance during the ceasefire negotiations in Islamabad.
Oh, wow.
Which really pissed the Iranians off. But ultimately, they're the ones who are going to keep raining hellfire on Iran to get their objectives moved forward.
What do you think their objective is?
That's an amazing question. They are currently in a situation where every single nation around them is hostile. They're, raining hellfire in Gaza. They're blowing up and killing people in Lebanon. So it doesn't really matter what their objective is. They go full fury, full force, no matter what. In order for us to reassert any sort of winning position to me, I do think that would have required Donald Trump being there. Physically going to the ceasefire talks himself.
No, but it was UFC yesterday.
He was at UFC Miami. He was a little bit busy with Marco Rubio, who's like his new
but why do you
favorite.
have Secretary of State and a Vice President? Are we meeting with their top leaders?
Yes.
What's left? Sure. But we're talking about...
What's left of this?
Yeah, what's left. But I'm sorry, but he should not be there. First of all, that's a risk. That is an international incident waiting to happen. So yes, you send your negotiators. I wholeheartedly disagree with you on that. That's when the deal is done. Yes, then they have a coalition. They go to neutral sites, Palestine. But even Palestine, we're gonna probably end up in Switzerland at this point if the deal could be signed. But I just have to disagree with you on that. And then I'm gonna disagree with you with your monologue there. I mean, you're like, I don't care if you're left or right. Your whole thing is all left.
No,
it's all left. It is all left. First of all,
what do you mean?
The 2-week ceasefire, even though it's slow rolling, it's still in place. It's the ceasefire. Those ceasefires, that was last week.
But the Strait of Hormuz is closed.
The Strait of Hormuz is closed, and therefore that would make it accurate. You're wrong either way.
What are you talking about? It's closed.
It's a ceasefire still there.
Yes, but the Strait is closed.
There are some tankers getting through. Now let's talk about it.
That's their leverage.
The leverage, yes, is the minefield, correct?
Yes.
There's reports, just like you had the report about Netanyahu being on the phone. How do we know that's true? I don't know. But there are reports that the Iranians don't even know where they dropped the mines. So at this point, it's like, okay, send personnel or send resources. They just sent 2 destroyers down to the Strait of Hormuz to see what they could do about these mines and scope it out. Then they're trying to kind of tighten up the waterway and then force people to a lane closer to their shoreline so that they can get some ransom money. All that's being cut off because now we just inflicted a blockade today, right? So now they're putting in the resources to do that, mine the area, or to say destroy the mines in the area, and hopefully open up international waterways. Everybody in the world should be upset about it, that you're using this as a leverage. This is extortion at the end of the day. Okay, fine.
They got attacked.
Oh, they got attacked.
What do you mean? So they're just supposed to bend over? Like, they got attacked. They're using their leverage to, like, what would you do?
Listen, you're going to lose this fight.
You got the strongest military dropping bombs on you.
Sure.
All you have is drones, pretty much. So you know what? I'm going to use my leverage and hurt the rest of the world. Get them
so why attack the UAE? Why attack Qatar, Kuwait?
Because
all the other members of that
they're allies and helping the people who are attacking.
Because they have bases that they weren't even there at first.
Yes, but if you're helping the people who are attacking me, it's fuck you too.
All right, so fine. Military targets. Attack military targets. Why are you going after hotels, civilian areas? Why are you doing that?
I mean,
because you're a terroristic organ. You're a state-sponsored. You talked about they're attacking Lebanon. They're not attacking Lebanon. They're attacking Hezbollah in Lebanon.
No.
They're not just attacking.
Children are dying.
Sure, there's always collateral damage. Unfortunately, this is war. I hate it. I don't want that to happen. However, to say they're not attacking Hezbollah and they're just attacking the people is incorrect. You can't just say they're attacking. They're attacking the women and the children. Is that it? Is that why they're dropping bombs? Or did not? Because Hezbollah wasn't even in the fight. Remember, they took a while to get in the fight. So when they fired onto Israeli targets, should they have just left it alone? Should we just say, oh, okay, they took a couple of shots. We blocked it with our missiles. It's all good. Or are we going to go back in there and say, listen, you're going to cut the shit? And the Lebanese government forever has been trying to deal with the Hezbollah situation in their country. They can't. That's why Lebanese leaders and Israeli leaders are always talking about this shit. They have talked, and this is not news. They've talked to say, how can we get this under control? You have literally a faction in your country that could destroy our country, because you know what? Lebanon can't stand up to Israel, not militarily. So if we go blow for blow, Israel's going to win that, just like they keep busting everybody else's ass in the area.
Okay, but
it is what it is.
You have Iran and Pakistan saying that attacks on Lebanon was part of the ceasefire, and you have
Iran saying that. Are you going to believe Iran over
and Pakistan? The people who are brokering this.
Pakistan? I don't remember Pakistan ever saying, "Oh, the deal includes Lebanon." And why should it include?
They are saying.
Why should it include Lebanon?
Are saying that.
We're going to.
What do you mean you don't remember?
In the theater of war is Iran. We'll stop using military might for negotiation purposes. That's where it is. The war is not fought in Lebanon. Retaliation's happening in Lebanon. This is war over there is not happening. It's in Iran. There's a difference.
So now you're just gonna,
there's a difference.
You're just gonna dress it up like.
I'm not dressing up a fucking pig.
If you're bombing a place, that's war, bro. Like if you're sending missiles over to a place, that's war. Like stop it.
So anywhere. So it's always war when you're doing. Okay, fine. If that's the definition now.
Well, actually,
what we've done in
this is
Africa,
a good question.
Where we
this
go,
is a good question, because one of the reasons that Trump has been able to skirt around the Congress issue of it all is by saying that this is a targeted military campaign. That's his very deliberate usage to be like, I don't have to get approval from Congress.
Absolutely.
But that doesn't make it true. Like, just because he says it, that doesn't mean that is what is currently going on.
But it doesn't make it true, and it's been a discussion on this show repeatedly. Is it a war? Is it not a war? Does he have the right to do it? If the United States government gives him the right to do this, then yes, it's not a war. He's within the 90-day period to do this. Then he can go stop action. In fact, the ceasefire helps him. We stopped action.
He gets a new 90 days.
We're gonna withdraw this.
Yeah.
We'll leave our military assets where they are. However, we're not doing anything. Just like we do anywhere else in the world, we're monitoring situations. We help out other countries. We're in an era to secure things. So listen, you got to let this stuff play out. But again, this is going to fall back on Democrats who go, "Oh well, this is war, and you didn't get approval from us." Blah blah blah. Yes, we have a ceasefire, so now I can redo this. So
I don't think that's going to fall on Democrats.
No, it's going to fall back because they're going to keep going. This is
very
war.
much like
war.
y'all do this and destroy it.
Yeah, and both parties are against war right now.
Well,
like,
both parties are not against war.
He's going against his own party.
Let me ask you, how long do we kick the can down the road, though? Right? How many administrations have said, Democratic administrations, since back then, Republican administrations, Iran's our biggest threat, Iran this, Iran that. Okay, so now somebody's actually doing something about it, and you're upset?
But doing what? What are we doing?
So first of all, let's say the focus was their military targets, right? Focus on weapons, ballistic weapons capabilities, the Iranian drop that they did last summer. Okay, you destroyed the facilities or the ability to make it, but you still need to grab the fuel. So that's another future conflict. Mm-hmm. But the idea was, let's get rid of their assets so they can't fire these rockets at anybody else. We've learned that their ballistic missile can go beyond into Europe. So that's something that everybody should be concerned with, at least over there, not us. Listen, if it's up to me, this is your problem. This is your problem. This is not my problem. Okay. I'm in the United States. I can do whatever I need to do over here. We're going to do our business. But we're helping you at the end of the day.
Just because a country has strong military capabilities doesn't make them a threat. Like North Korea, Russia, China, they have...
What's the difference? What's the difference, though?
What is the difference?
What do they have that Iran doesn't?
They have nukes.
Exactly. So...
But that doesn't mean anything. Like, you're saying,
crazy,
hey...
As crazy as...
Iran's a threat... But meanwhile, they haven't been attacking.
Seems to be, as crazy as he seems to be, he doesn't want to fire that nuke. He's going to be the type to talk shit. The thought process over there is, how come he hasn't done it yet?
Iran hasn't attacked.
Tell me, how come he hasn't done it yet?
Iran hasn't attacked America.
Through proxies, they continually attack America.
Iran hasn't attacked America.
Not recently.
Okay, so why are you treating Iran any different than you treat China, Russia, or any other place?
It's not recent.
These are all our adversaries.
It's not recent. And listen, for I don't know for how many years we've been saying there are problems, we got to do something about it. Or there are problems, we got to do something about it. Diplomacy has failed time after time after time, and yet all we do is placate. And Barack Obama sends money over. Biden says whatever. Bush does nothing, and you think, oh, the war hawks at that time would have did something. What was his vice president at the time? He didn't do anything.
Yeah, so
we were a little busy in 2 other wars during that era.
Yeah, but everybody could have got dragged into it. You were nearby it.
Or these presidents were smart enough not to get convinced by another nation to get into this conflict that we don't have no business.
So then why are we pushing that as politicians? I say the politicians. Why are they pushing out on the people and say, we're not going to allow this, we're not going to allow that from this country? Should we just leave it alone? Or do we wait until something happens and say, oh shit, they actually did have something? The problem is nobody knows, right? I don't know. Nobody fucking knows anything.
So
We leave it to our leaders to make these decisions. And unfortunately, that's how it goes.
We leave it to these leaders to make these decisions. But what our leaders have also done in this scenario is left the entire structure of the Iranian regime in place. So when we first attacked...
The entire structure?
They killed the supreme leader.
Sure.
And they killed a bunch of military generals. But it's the same thing with Venezuela, where the structure of their government is still in place.
Would you agree that Venezuela is playing ball with the United States?
They don't have a choice.
They don't have a choice. Okay. Maybe Venezuela is a little easier to deal with than Iran. Iran is huge, right? The personnel is huge. And in respect to regime change, because that's Israel's goal. They've achieved that goal. Well, the United States achieved that goal because we did get rid of most of the mullahs that are hardliners. No, listen. The people in, we're talking about the clerics, the ones that are hardliners.
Yeah.
Based on their religious belief. Right now, you have people, just because the IRGC is in power, which they are, those are the ones who are really in power. They're not necessarily the mullahs, the religious clerics that make these decisions for the country. They're the ones with the arms. They're the strong arms. So they dictate what happens. The IRGC backed the mullahs. They are no longer barely in it. Have you seen the new guy come out? They call him the gay mullah.
I know, apparently he's gay.
It's hilarious.
Really?
Yeah.
No, but it's hilarious to even say that because you can't be gay in a Muslim society like that. That's your leader. That's how you know this is all bullshit. You haven't even seen him.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that's bullshit because it's like, from our perspective, is we went in there and we said for the first week that we were bombing them, we said this is about liberating women. This is about liberating the women of Iran.
The story has changed quite a bit.
Where did that go?
Yep.
Because now we're targeting civilian infrastructure. We blew up a big bridge. It's like we killed girls in a school. There's been a lot of moving the goalposts as to what this whole conflict is for.
When you say targeting civilian infrastructure, you look at that bridge. That bridge was being used by the IRGC to move equipment, just like anywhere else, right?
Right. And however, you could make that claim about any road.
And this is not like this has never happened before. This is war. This is a strategic play. So I'm not even going to go there. Now, if you want to talk about the power plant, because that's what was going to be targeted, where's the outrage? You remember the human chain wall? People were like, do you think for 1 second...
That was not a real video.
But do you think for 1 second that... Because it's propaganda and that's what's out there now. Oh, they're doing this, they're doing that. The civilians are uniting, holding flags. And do you think they're there by, purposely? Or they're being forced by their regime or by the IRGC that says, you got to go outside and do this shit, otherwise we're going to fucking kill you. Period. You think that's going on?
It's not a real video.
One, it's not a real video, and two, speculation. You can't assume.
Everything's speculation, but in one sense, this propaganda is not good for you. But in another sense, this propaganda provided by the same source is okay. Cut the shit.
Let's get some callers on the line and see what they have to say.
You guys were talking about the conversation was like, what is that winning argument, right? Like, what is it? Like, is it just steamrolling Iran? Like, is it gas prices? Is it whatever? By the way, capitalism is driven by profit. So that's the textbook definition. So we don't want prices going down. We just wanted to get to an equilibrium.
Yeah, but I gave you the fair and trade exchange
profit.
between two people or whatever. Like, that has nothing to do with anything. Please.
I'll say I am losing because I just booked a flight to Spain and my fare and taxes are more than my taxes and my
the fees,
fees are more than my fare because of this gas price and all that other stuff, right? Like, and this flight is booked out 6 months from now, so it's not like I'm waiting last minute or something. So when you talk about winning, think about like the American people. Everything we do, we vote for. Everything we're paying taxes for is for the people, so we can have a better life than everything else is going. Yes, if we're bombed and depleted, we're not having a good life, but we're doing pretty good for the most part. I mean, like if you throw the financial aspect of everything, when we talk about like, you know, what are we doing and navigating with all this, I think it was like billions of dollars were put in the first like 100 like hours or something like that. Like I think it's something like absolutely insane of how much money has been like pushed just in this past couple of months. And if you think of like where that money could go federally for like everything that we're trying to do, you know, I think like, what is it like? I think we're trying to do like universal pre-K or something like that. Like that could be like funded for like a decade or something. Like, can you believe how many kids Alex would be having at this point? Like at least like 3 to 5 or something. Wow. If he had that. So I mean, like, so what are we doing, right? And like, I mean, you look at student loans with all of us working and doing all this other stuff, like all that stuff could be like, they're saying like, oh, that's not fiscally responsible, but what are we doing here that is fiscally responsible, right?
It's crazy.
And
like
I think
we've spent approximately 25 billion, between 25 to 35 billion on this war already. And they just asked Congress for, I believe,
200 billion more.
trillion.
Yeah, but not for this particular one. It's future planning.
200 billion,
Sure,
but
but
then
it's-
total
No, 200 billion.
1.3 trillion.
Yeah, it's future planning as well. It's not just this budget.
And also, we should stop calling it a war because that is illegal. So, you know,
Start what in a war?
I don't know why.
No,
we
stop
keep saying
calling it a war because it's illegal. That was funny. Okay, Tage, you got to answer this dilemma question. So, if your house is burning down and you only have time to carry out one person, your spouse or your child, who lives?
It matters the age. It matters the age. If it's like the kid's like, you know, a little, then like, you know, do you want them to live without their mom? If the people are
So
older,
what's the age?
then you understand. I don't know. You tell me. Give me a
No. This is all you, brother.
If me and my wife are like 26 and our kid's like, you know, 1 or 2.
All right, start over.
If I tripped, whoops.
Crazy boy.
Start over, right? Like, if they're, you know, if we're in our 40s or something like that, and the kid's like 8, 10 years old, I'm pretty sure, like, you know, me and my wife dealing with that, like, she would never, like, probably, like, you know, not even just respect, but like whatever anymore. That like I'm probably losing her anyway, so I'm probably gonna keep the kids. So, you know, I think the goal is gonna have to be like, you know, I think it. If you look at it that way, like, you know, what are we doing? But I would say mostly at this point in my life, maybe my kid.
Okay. All right. So you're going for the kid. All right.
Yeah.
Yo, Tage, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for calling, man. Hey.
Yeah. Man, we're here. First and foremost, I want to say this, man. I appreciate you guys having me. But, you know, last week, my boy Lenny had his blazer on. So,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Blazer tie had to come in. As far as winning the war right now, right, is really a hard thing to do, I think, in 2026, just because social media is so prevalent and just we're seeing everything. So I think to be able to identify a winner is who's winning kind of the hearts and mind, like who has the best narrative, right? And right now, Iran is beating the fuck out of us.
In hearts and minds?
As far as narrative-wise.
Ooh.
I've seen people, true Americans, reposting Iran propaganda. And if we're talking about the rap battle, we're losing that shit. They're smoking us in the rap battle.
You mean like the memes and stuff that they've been posting?
Man, the Lego rap battles, bro. The rapping, the disses, smoking us.
So, Letty, how do you feel about that in terms of winning the hearts and minds? Because I actually agree with him. I think there's a lot more people against this war than for.
I don't think that there's a huge pot of people saying that we would like Iran to, or they're on their side, or they feel bad for them, or whatever the case may be.
No, but they're against what we're doing over there.
Oh, well, but that's not Iran having hearts and minds. That's rage against the machine. That's within. That comes from within. I hate our government. And hello, newsflash. How many Dems do that shit already all day long? Oh, they suck. Oh, this, all that, all day long. There's no fucking patriotism from these people.
It's not just dim though. We're not gonna act like it's just
hearts and minds.
What about America?
We're not gonna act like it's just dim. Are we just gonna act like it's just Democrats that are upset about this? It's not just Democrats that are mad at this war.
Your guy Trump preaches America first.
Okay, but
he's not about America first right now.
So where's the sense? What side is that coming from typically?
But if it's coming from one side, but then they're not practicing what they preach, shouldn't you even be more upset?
What do you mean they're not practicing what they preach? America first. Listen, we're doing something to solidify our stake in the world, right? If you have an intercontinental ballistic missile and it could potentially hit us, don't you want to stop it before it happens? Because of all countries that might be willing and able to do it, it's going to be Iran.
Tiberius,
will it be not?
Tiberius, do you think Trump is being America first right now? From his
Absolutely
first,
not.
So what do you say to
Absolutely not.
To an American patriot veteran who doesn't feel Trump is being America first?
We can't say that he.
Yeah, but that's his.
We
opinion.
can't say that he's being America first.
But convince him that he's
the reason that we're in this.
Problem.
We're in this war is for our greatest ally. We're not in this war for America.
Because we had doing that.
And I think I said this about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
The willingness to get into this is not necessarily. I don't follow that thought pattern. Like,
so that can't be America first then.
Listen. When you have either way, we want to stop this nuclear weapons bullshit, right?
No, you just pivoted.
I'm not pivoting. It affects everybody, right? If a nuclear weapon goes off, it affects everybody in the world.
What about America first? Like, why are you just able to just be like, all right, well, we're in this conflict? No. Why are you upset that we're in this conflict to begin with?
I'm not upset about it. I would prefer that we're not, but I'm not upset about it.
Then
but it's like any other military conflict. Are you upset that any war or any conflict has ever happened in the history of the world? And you're a citizen.
If we were to get into why those conflicts actually happened, absolutely, we should be upset about it. But the thing is, right now, let's take a step back and just talk about the ceasefire. We finally get to a point where we're supposed to be no more violence. We're killing that, and then these people, our greatest ally, keep continuing what they're doing. They're attacking Lebanon, and then instead of us being like, "Hey, you guys are violating our ceasefire," the United States, who you're saying is America first, our leadership is saying, well, no, Israel's right. Lebanon wasn't part of the ceasefire.
Lebanon is not part of the ceasefire.
It goes how?
According to Iran and Pakistan.
So if there were any proxies involved, who shot after the conflict started, right? They didn't get in from the beginning. Am I right or wrong? Did they get in from the very beginning? Did this start with them in Lebanon, wherever they shot from? Who's in Jordan?
I don't know who shot first. But
what do you mean? This is documented.
We do know Israel had the largest attack the day after the ceasefire. The largest attack on Lebanon was after the ceasefire.
Lebanon.
So
why? Because they're firing rockets from within Lebanon.
So a ceasefire happens. So let's say, hey guys, let's attack even more now.
Let's go. Exactly.
Again,
Israel doesn't want peace.
You know what they're trying to do.
Israel's not looking for peace, and that's a problem. That can't be America first.
Okay.
If our greatest ally is not looking for peace, and we're backing them.
I agree.
When there's been, let's say, an issue, there was something that happened during this conflict that Israel attacked something, and we were like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? They backed off, and they knew this is not the first time they did. There were other situations where we're like, oh, yo, you're doing too much. Yeah, sometimes you got to reel in your dog, but they've been in that conflict for God knows how many years, and they shot first from within Lebanon. So I'm sorry, this is what happens. You're going to get it back, and they're not a part of the ceasefire, and it's not with the country of Lebanon. It's factions of Hezbollah within Lebanon. So listen, they control certain areas, right? So if you take out those military targets, they're well within their right to do so. And if you're taking it out, you're doing your job. And they're not a part of the ceasefire. They were never a part of the ceasefire. We will stop bombing your military facilities, no power plant, no nothing, inside Iran. That's what's negotiated. But for you to bring in some other country is bullshit. That's not negotiating.
No, we didn't bring. No. Israel brought in this other country.
How? They launched rockets from Lebanon.
We went from how? Okay, can I ask you this question, Lenny? How did Lebanon even? What just happened? How did that even become a thing?
He asked your question.
How did it become a thing? I'll mess with you. So again, when this conflict started, and we're just talking about this, the one that started on what, February 28th? They were not in it. And Hezbollah did not fire any rockets. No rockets came from any other neighboring country. Then all of a sudden, 2 weeks, 3 weeks in, Hezbollah started firing rockets over to Israel. They sourced it. They went in and they got busy. I'm sorry, but
where's that coming from?
If I'm at a bar and I'm with my guy over here and somebody comes over here and punches him, they're going to get punched back and I got to do what I got to do.
Sure, but what if those two guys have been punching each other for 40 years?
Okay.
We can't put this conflict in a vacuum.
I like her.
So if they've done it for 40 years, right? If they've been back and forth, what is it our business? Why is it Iran that's saying you don't hit Hezbollah anymore? This is between me and Hezbollah right now. So Iran, you got your business. We want a ceasefire. Come to the table. But we still gonna handle our business over here because they were out of pocket. If I'm gonna use your example, then that's fine. Don't fucking talk to me about, oh, you attacked us, you did this, you did that. So he hit us. He hit me. I gotta get my lick back.
Do you honestly think Iran is who wants the ceasefire? You think Iran is who wants the ceasefire, or do you think that we were getting smoked and Donald Trump was like, all right, we gotta do something?
How did we get to the point where we know literally all the targets that we're hitting, all the things that's going on, we're the ones who are getting smoked? Are you fucking kidding me?
Because we started, there was this huge thing, right, about us saving a pilot, and then nothing came out of that. And then there's also conflicting information coming out that we actually went in to try to get the uranium, and that mission failed.
Well,
and so we had to immediately evacuate.
That's speculation now. That's speculation. Because now there are people talking about, oh, wait a minute. Was it really a rescue mission, or was this a dry run to see what we could do to get uranium? Because it was kind of in the same area of where the uranium is being held. Yep. What can we do over there? Blah, blah, blah. But again, speculation. It's not we don't know. You don't know. So for us to even go to that point, I don't think we can go there.
That's fair. That's fair. The thing is, the reality is ridiculous. I trust that government, which is crazy. I know. I trust what they're saying way more than what this president is saying.
Come on, man.
But I think that is that's like not an unpopular opinion right now. Like
it's not.
No.
It's not.
I'm not sure like I fully agree with that, but I think if you went and asked the majority of Americans, like if they trust the information that's coming from our government about this, most average people will say no.
However,
there was a soldier that came out and said that there was a soldier in Kuwait, I believe, that came out and said, "Hey, they're not telling the truth about what happened. We got bombed and we weren't ready."
Mm-hmm. I
and
mean,
he's going.
I mean, all good points, but we do have to move along the conversation. Before we let you go, Tiberius, if your house is burning down, you only have time to carry out one person. Is it your spouse or your child? Who lives?
My blazer. No.
Yeah. Why'd you take it off?
See, you got a lot.
Jeez, I got 2 kids too. And when my daughter just woke up.
You gotta grab her. You gotta get her.
Oh, this question's even worse. Like,
well, he's got 2.
If you pick the kid, you got to pick one kid.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna save my lady, and I mean, fuck, man, she's gonna hate me.
Yo, but Tiberius,
did we argue the night before?
Oh.
That's tough. I think, God damn, I don't know. This is a hard one.
Yes.
But hold on, because he's now saying you got 2 kids. You can only save one.
Yes, the dilemma is you could save one person.
I gotta do especially if I'm only gonna save one. Oh my god, that sounds terrible.
This is fucked up. You're nasty.
I know. I love it.
I gotta say my lady, because I just know that it would be tough it would be hell hard to look at one of my babies and be like, man, I let your sister
I
or
know,
your brother
that's
go.
terrible.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
It's a tough one.
Hey, fuck this question, Alex.
I know. Yo, Tiberius, thank you for being patient with us.
Man, I appreciate y'all, man, so much. Y'all keep doing this shit. This shit is so fire, man.
Oh, thank you, brother. So, this is crazy. Diddy is officially trying to porno his way out of prison. That is not a joke. That is the literal defense. Here are the facts. Diddy beat the big charges. He beat the sex trafficking. He beat the racketeering. He only got convicted on 2 Mann Act counts. The Mann Act is basically this. You cannot transport people across state lines for prostitution. If you buy the flight, book the room, pay for the sex, that's a federal crime. That's what he got 50 months for. 4 years and 2 months. His lawyers are in appeals court saying, hold on, this wasn't prostitution. This was basically amateur porn. That is the argument. They are saying these freak-offs and hotel nights were highly choreographed sexual performances, role play, costumes, lighting, props, cameras. They're saying this was protected by the First Amendment. Basically, it was a nasty little porn operation, not a federal crime. And yes, that sounds insane, but it's not their only argument. The bigger legal play is this. The jury acquitted him on the big counts. So his lawyers are saying the judge still punished him like he got convicted of everything. That's why the appeal matters. Not just was it porn, but did the judge punish him for stuff the jury said he didn't do? Mm-hmm. And here's why this isn't that crazy. The appeals panel of judges look split on this. One of them is pushing back on the government for barely talking about the Mann Act during the original trial. So now we have the real fight. One side is saying this is a lifestyle trial. The government couldn't make the big sex trafficking case stick. So now they're trying to turn weird, druggy, rich people sex into something bigger than what it legally is. The other side is saying, cut the bullshit. If you're flying people in, paying escorts, setting up the room, supplying the drugs, filming everything, and the women say they were pressured, worn down, abused, or controlled, that is not some edgy adult film startup. That is coercion with better lighting. And that is a whole moral argument. Diddy's team wants people to think that this is the backroom casting couch on a billionaire budget. But Cassie told the jury freak-offs became a job. At what point does partying become a prison? At what point does consent stop being real when the person running the room has the money, the power, the drugs, the staff, and the tapes? That's where the case actually lives. Where do you guys land on this one? Let's open the phone lines, but before we do, Grace and Lenny, if someone stays at the party for the money and the access, do they lose the right to call this coercion?
Well, if you got the money, you got the drugs, you got everything else that came with it, and you're saying if you just don't have the tapes, this is coercion? No, you participated, right? Listen, he got found not guilty on the greater charges, right? Let him go. It's time to go.
Let him go?
It's time to go. Because what he's guilty on is across state line prostitution, right? Who in the United States has ever been given 50 months for prostitutions across state lines? Can you name it? No,
So,
there's nobody there. Now, if you're trying to punish him, like they did OJ, he was sentenced for burglary and all that bullshit. But then they gave him like some number that coincided with Nicole, his former wife, right? So that was more of a punitive thing. Could they have done that? No, that wasn't right. For burglary, you probably get 1-2 years for that.
Yeah. So they
In this
gave
case,
him the
they
top
threw the
end
book at him.
of the, like, usually you get a framework of like, hey, you can either do 5 months or 2 years, and they gave him the top. Yeah.
But this is beyond the top. The top was what, 2 years, 24 months.
Yeah.
We're at 50. Okay, come on. And for the most part, most people we're talking about 14 to 18 months. He's already served that. It's time to go. I don't care if you don't like the man, he did bad, whatever the case may be. On the Mann Act, you gotta let him go.
Grace.
You gotta let him go is actually crazy. I do agree. Here's the thing. Where I'm a little confused is like, if they have the testimony of these women who are like, I did not consent to this. This was a non-consensual experience. Like, I don't understand what their argument is in court that can like move past that and be like, no, they did consent to this.
They're saying the women are lying.
Why did the prosecution drop the case?
I don't know.
They dropped the sex trafficking. They didn't drop the Mann Act.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean the case. Those charges. Because we're not going to get him on this. The women, maybe not all credible. Maybe they're participants. You know, Cassie's being sued.
Wait. Let's break down what he's being charged by flying escorts from out of state line, across state lines, and then paying them for sex.
So he found a hoe he liked, just like a lot of people do. Yeah. Fly him in, and they do what they do.
But then he paid him for sex. And so now his defense is saying, hey, I didn't violate the Mann Act. I was making amateur porn. That's his defense now.
This is the defense against the Mann Act now.
Yes.
Okay, sure.
He's trying to beat the Mann Act.
All right, so first of all, it's a good play. I don't know why his lawyers didn't think of it before, but it's a First Amendment right to have amateur porn. So what's the problem?
Do you believe that that's what he's
It's a play. I don't have to believe it. I don't give a shit about Diddy. Go do your thing.
Yes, but don't you give a shit about justice?
Yeah. And if every single woman lined up and said, this is not what happened.
Do you give a shit about the justice system? Right.
Yes.
If he was brought on charges and your prosecution dropped it and said, we're not gonna get anything on this, I can guarantee you, because the people the testimony we've had, all this, they came to at the very end and said, throw that out. But we will get you for prostitution. The lesser charge Diddy, that's what we're doing. And we're going to get him on that. If you want to be fair, you can't keep him in jail.
Well, he has to
you can't keep him in prison.
You're not just like making this argument to make this argument. Yeah. Like, he has to prove that this happened. If him and his team has that.
Remember, you have to, the great United States court system allows you to take any angle you want.
Yeah.
And against something like this, it seems like he's going to get off because he's got a point and somebody says, hey, you didn't really go down this lane. The Mann Act, we didn't talk about this too much. So how could you sentence him to over 50 months?
So you're talking about the prosecution, but his defense wasn't, I was trying to make porn. His defense
not at the time.
At the time was just like, hey guys, you are, kink shaming me. This is just what we're into.
Okay.
And so
but
now.
It's a defense.
But that was, so if your defense changes,
no.
Why should that get you off the crime if that's not what
because when
you're
you
just
have new
lying.
lawyers and new angles, this is what the system allows you to do, and he's not wrong for doing it.
Yes, but Lenny, if that was the case, that would have been his original defense. Yeah. So now he's lying.
What did I say?
You think he should get off because he lied?
New lawyers, new angles, which is what I'm telling you they should have did from the very beginning. And I said, wait, his lawyers didn't do this from the beginning? They didn't think about this piece? They're supposed to know the law.
So this is the justice system that you want?
It's not the justice. This is what's allowed. If you get in trouble, if anyone gets in trouble, they want their lawyer to pull any strings, anything they can, so long as it's within the confines of the law.
Yeah.
But if you could do it, why do I gotta be a bad guy? Hey, my lawyer got me off. Pause. But at the same time, hey, this is the angle we went with. It worked. I'm out of jail. It happens everywhere. How many murder charges you see or trials you see get thrown out because of a complication or whatever? We know you did it, but you're out. You know what I'm saying? Like, what about the robber? It's happened. This is the age-old story. Go ahead.
Let's flip it.
Okay.
So let's say you committed a crime.
I would never.
And the prosecution tries to charge you, and whatever they tried to charge you with, you were able to beat it. And then they're like, oh shit, you know what? We can take this other angle, charge him for something else, and get him on that. Do you think that would be okay?
Because but we already had I believe there are rules for that. There's like a double jeopardy thing because even though it's not the same charge.
It's a different charge.
Correct, but you can't bring me back into court. This is called what are they? They're hunting for something when they're like it's abuse of power. You can't just charge me for one thing that didn't stick, so I'll get you for this. It has to come in one.
But shouldn't it be the same both ways?
Well, this is the defense.
He's like,
plate.
wait,
well,
this is my defense. This is why I shouldn't go to jail.
Okay, so
and then you convict me. He's like, wait, no. This is not my defense.
So wait.
This is my defense.
So let's say dudes that get charged for sexual assault, and then you find out years later because of DNA testing, and DNA testing allows you to get proof.
That's different.
But
that's
should
different.
you not get a second crack at it?
That's different.
You're saying don't get a second crack at it. So, but on the defense side, you are allowed to do that, and this is first of all, it's the appeals process. He has the right to appeal.
Okay.
This is not I'm appealing the judgment upon me.
Yes, but he's changing his defense. Like,
it's an appeal.
The appeal is like, hey, something was wrong during this trial. It's like either the jurors weren't looking at it right, or the prosecution fucked up some way. Like, I pointed out a mistake that happened during this trial. He's not saying there was any mistakes during the trial. He's just saying, you know what? I got a new defense now. Y'all need to try this new defense.
Well,
do you think that's okay?
Okay. Are we missing something? Is it not a part of the?
Are we missing something?
Is it not a part of the system that allows you to do this? If you are allowed to bring in new evidence or a new angle with your appeals case, you're allowed to do it. Period.
Okay.
I'm not arguing for
I
Diddy.
would love to see what the callers think. Do we have any callers on the line?
I want Radio Sam to tell us he's rocking with Diddy. I feel like he would argue it.
Radio Sam, he's one of our regulars. He has an amazing voice. When you hear his voice,
all right.
Oh man,
that's why he's Radio Sam. Oh, and the goddamn filter, we love it.
Yeah.
Hello. How are you? You can't keep flexing with my voice like that, man. That's crazy. But I appreciate it though. Thank you.
This is crazy. All right.
Lenny, you wild. Why would I defend Diddy? Like, you can't say that.
But you're not defending
bro.
Diddy. You're defending the process.
Thank you for saying that. Because listen, you guys both have really good points. But first, before I get into that, shout out to your production team. They are amazing.
Yeah.
Okay?
Shout out to the production team.
Bravo.
Yo.
Today's episode is probably my favorite. I haven't laughed this hard in so long. And I can't wait till you guys see back what happened.
If you had to take a guess, how big do you think the production team is?
There is probably 5 people in that room behind the scenes.
2.
And a dog.
Really, just the 2?
And
the dog's got it all. That's what it is.
Yo, shout out to Clara and Vic. You guys are fucking killing it, guys. Yeah.
The real MVPs right there. I'm telling you.
I don't understand this.
That means they're crying happy.
Oh, what is your life an emoji?
Oh my God. I'm gonna
Man, look outside. All of life is an emoji at this point.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
Okay, talk to us.
So with Diddy, right? It's actually really wild. But I have a point of view that I want to take Lenny's side on, right? So Lenny, you kind of seem to represent the whole right side of politics and everything like that. So I'm not going to say that you're MAGA, but you kind of represent MAGA, right?
Sure.
If we're trying to get back to making America great again, and that ideal of how life was back in the day, shouldn't we stop talking about what's happening in the bedroom?
Absolutely.
Like, there was things back in the day that we just knew to not talk about in public. Politics, religion, and what's going on in your relationship. And what's going on in your relationship is probably sexual things. So, like, why can't people just stay out of people's bedrooms? Like, it's getting weird now. Like, I feel like we're going to get to a point where people are going to be legit scared to have sex with people. Because it's like, bro, I don't know. Like, I pulled out my penis. She said she wanted it, but the next thing you know, she don't want it no more. So, like, now I'm on trial. And I can't take that chance.
But that's
so I'm
scary,
a virgin
isn't
at
it?
37 years old.
Wait a minute, I gotta push back on that, Radio Sam, because it's like by not discussing what's going on in the bedroom, you can have some type of abusive stuff going on that never comes to light.
Absolutely, and you have a really good point with that. However, it's getting great because now it's like, again, this is some wild stuff that Diddy done did that's public, and I'm not condoning any of it. I'm not saying I'm into any of it or like that, but it's like now we all have to look at him sideways because it's like, bro, you're taking jizz and putting it on your nipples.
That's ridiculous.
I don't think I needed to know that. Like, that's the stuff that shouldn't be public. You know what I mean? But you're absolutely right. If there's some kind of abuse or something going in, that needs to be addressed.
No, you're.
And
he's
when it comes
absolutely
to and that ties into like our judicial system. Everything is a gray area nowadays, and I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, because like you said, somebody could get abused in the bedroom, but at the same time, I don't want to know about the cum on your nipples, bro. So do we go to a black and white thing and say, hey, either we do talk about this or we don't, or do we just, what do we do here?
But Radio Sam, I don't think anyone knew about what was going on until somebody decided to sue, right? Or until
did we need to know though?
Yeah, but
everybody knew what was going on.
Yeah, but not on your nipples, not rubbing that, and not like, oh, I love watching Cassie get slammed by all these different dudes. That's not what we were
exactly because
thinking.
I think because we didn't know, everybody suspected. Like I remember for the longest time for me growing up, the rumor was Diddy might be gay.
Yeah.
Now it's coming out that he just likes watching from the background type of thing. So it's like, oh, I never even imagined that was a possibility, but now my mind is running crazy. Do we really need to know that?
Unfortunately, yes. I would prefer not to know that Diddy's rubbing nut on his nipples, but at the same time, if I have to know that in order for Cassie and other women's to get justice by all the abuse that he has done for years and years, I'll take that. It's worth it.
What about,
that's good. That's good.
What about Cassie's role in this?
Oh, lady.
So Cassie has nothing in this? That she's not being sued? She wasn't part of this at all? She took a couple of ass kicking. We don't want that. We don't want that. Protect all women. Believe.
That was wild. She took a couple ass whoopings. It's wild.
Oh my God.
Believe them all. But listen. I'm not condoning. All I'm saying is
this is me praying. Letty doesn't get us canceled.
Did she not? No. But was she not a willing participant in some of these ruckus? You hear all the prostitutes. No, there's no shaking of the head, Grace. You hear the prostitutes go, "Oh, hey." She was a part of this and she wanted to continue. And we had private sessions and blah, 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 blah. She's a part of it. She's in the game.
She's not on trial.
Yes.
And she signed an NDA, my guy.
But you know what? It's funny.
So you already know what's up.
The jurors believed, for the most part, with you. That's why.
That's why they're going to throw it out, right?
No.
That's why they dropped the charges, right?
Because the sex trafficking charge would have been on Cassie and the other girl.
Okay.
That was the sex trafficking charge. And so the jurors believed with you that, hey, you know what? She was actually down for some of this. That's why those got thrown out. But what he got charged with, he's completely guilty of. Like, let's stop trying to move the goalposts.
Wait.
What's his actual charge again?
He paid escorts to fly him into his city and then paid him for sex. That is a crime. And so it is what it is. Like, why are we trying to get this thrown out?
No, we're not trying to. Listen.
Like, it is what it is. That he did that.
May I help you?
Yes.
He was sentenced to jail for 50 months. Yes? He's sentenced to jail for 50 months. Again, who in the history of this damn United States has been charged for pushing hoes across state lines for that long?
Okay, so
no one. So again, we are not going to do this. I'm not trying to get the man out of jail. He served basically what is the average sentence for those pushing hoes. So if you're going to fly him in, do all that stuff, which everybody's doing with some bread out there, everybody's got to get hit for it. But he got caught for it. Don't give him 50 because, we need to be punitive because we technically dropped the ball on the other charges. We need to get back. So yes, on appeal, I can argue against it.
How do you feel about that?
Can I ask this question though, Lenny? Like, what do you think he should be doing in jail? Is it literally he should be there as a punishment, or should he be there being like, what is the word? Like reformed?
Rehabilitated.
Should he actually understand what was wrong with what he did? Because right now, I'm going to make the argument that he probably doesn't see anything wrong with what he did still. He's looking at it through lenses of, I still got the money, I still got the power, my lawyers are still fighting.
I agree.
I'm about to be out of here. So he really, in his mind, probably doesn't think that those 50 months are going to happen. Mm-hmm. And in that instance, I think maybe he should do that whole time just so he can actually understand. Like, it's going to be a year or two, and he's going to still be in jail, and he's going to go, okay, so someone make me understand why it's not okay for me to put cum on my nipples. And then they're going to say, that's not the problem.
That's not the problem.
The problem is how you're treating everybody else.
Who's
your nipples,
going to be?
But just stop treating everybody else like you was doing, bro. That's fucked up.
Who's going to be the person in jail to tell him, yo, bro, I really feel bad for the shit you were doing to these hoes. by the way, I can't believe you've been watching.
I know.
I have no doubt in my
nuts.
mind
Yeah,
that there is
no.
somebody that's in prison right now that doesn't give a damn about Diddy's fame and all
Do you
that.
know
And they're
who it
gonna look at
is?
him in his soul and say, "Listen, man, now you here with me. You got to reflect on your life."
Do you know who it is?
You know what I'm saying?
Do
Like,
you
there's
know
gonna be
who it
that
is?
He's gonna be a
OG in there
booty
that
daddy.
talks to him and reaches to him.
Please.
You know what I mean?
Who is it?
Luigi Mangione is in that jail with him, and I bet
Is he
he's
really?
sitting his Zen
Yeah.
Buddhist ass down.
He's in the same
and be
jail,
like,
yeah.
reflect on what you've done wrong.
Yep.
I don't know
Same
if that's
jail.
the combination we need to happen behind.
Well, it's there.
Let's
Well, you
just-
know,
I'm
it's
just
there.
saying.
Maduro's there too, so maybe
Absolutely.
it's a good mix.
Mm-mm.
It is.
No, 'cause look, I'm going to
It
say
really
this. I don't know
is.
if I should say this, but if they become friends, now we know Diddy's got a shooter.
Ah.
Like we don't want that to happen. All right?
Because talking about getting out on a stipulation,
Yeah.
they're worried about the Mangione trial because they've got some weird shit with the backpack that they're freaking out about.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
mishandled that. That's
Yeah.
gonna be a future topic. I can't wait for that one to come up.
Absolutely.
Yo, but
Mm-mm.
Radio Sam, before you go, all right, your house is burning down. You only have time to carry one person out, your spouse or your child. Who lives?
I live alone with my child, so it's easy. My child. He right
No.
now.
Yeah.
in his house because he making so much noise.
But you got to do the hypothetical. Let's say let's say
live in
you
reality.
find
Forget
love.
your hypothetical.
Let's say you find love right now, and boom,
Okay.
you have a beautiful stepmom to your child. Boom.
Mhm.
Who's going?
Me and my child. I heard
Okay,
what you
okay,
said,
there
but
you
I'm
go, that's
staying
it.
in reality because if I find love right now, I'm not gonna move her in that fast. What is this? Like, I know
Yeah, but
people
what
like
if
to move
what
fast.
if the pee
I'm from
was
1900.
amazing and you're like, I need this every day, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm gonna lose this pee tonight. I got it. Like, what are we doing?
It's so funny.
can't.
It's so funny that pussy is the word you decide
Yeah,
to
pee.
like. You just tell
Out of everything you said today, he's like,
You've
I
been
got
saying
pussy.
everything.
I
That's
like-
when you're like, what?
Pussy is the word you decide to send
What
up to
other
the
reason? Because
That's where I draw the line.
it's vulgar and we have older people watching. But seriously, I forgot my train of thought.
It's
here.
fun. Yo,
Whatever.
Radio Sam, we appreciate you, brother. Thank you for calling in, my guy. Yo, Nick, what's good, brother?
How you guys doing?
Okay, we're doing great. Let's get right into it. Diddy, do you feel that he should be let out because what he was really doing was just amateur porn?
So that's a tricky one because I just watched the Diddy documentary, right? So now I got a lot to say about this. So when it comes to that, it's actually a good defense. I heard that and I was like, there's a thin line between porn and prostitution.
Ooh.
Because obviously, if you get a prostitute, right, and he gets a prostitute and he's like, yeah, I want you to rail out Cassie while I watch, and that's just for his own pleasure. That's prostitution. However, if it's on camera, then he's just paying him for a porno that he could rewatch and keep beating it to. So it's hard to say with that one. But the problem with the whole trial is I don't think sending him to jail is actually punishing him. Have you seen the pictures of Diddy at jail where he's just cheesing?
He's having a good time.
He's having a great time. It's everything he ever wanted. It's just men and fucking
from personal experience,
violence.
I spent 28 days in a Swedish prison or Swedish jail, and I'm telling you, it's punishment. It is punishment. Not having your freedom sucks. Yes, this is a story I'll tell you. at a later- I'll tell you a story at a
But
later
you're a
time.
sane person,
You
Alex.
didn't know you was messing with a felon.
No.
Yeah.
I got put in jail just because I was black in Sweden, and they don't like that stuff.
Maybe you were acting black.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't.
While being black.
I just walked into
Did you
bar
think about
and
that?
they told me, yo, you have to leave. Didn't give me a reason. And then I got American on them. It's like, I need a reason.
Oh, so you was acting out.
No,
you was
I said,
acting
I
like,
need a reason. You got to tell me a reason.
was acting
And then
black.
all of a sudden I get jumped and beaten with batons.
What you should have did was let your Spanish side come out and start dancing.
That wouldn't have
Are you
helped.
serious?
That wouldn't have helped.
But
yeah.
you don't dance in that
But-
situation. You got to have a knife on you.
No,
You gotta have a
I'm
knife tucked under your
international. I'm
He-
international. I don't have no weapons. I don't have nothing.
Yes, that's right.
Allegedly, you don't have any
should been
weapons. You don't have a razor under your tongue, whatever.
Nick, I'm letting you know that jail is a punishment. Not having your freedom sucks.
For you,
And
for
for a
you,
person
for
like-
me,
A person
but
like
for
Diddy. No, but think about it. A person like Diddy who's just like used to anything he wants. He just, hey, I want this, I want this, I want that. You can't do that in jail. He's suffering more than anybody right now.
Whoa.
Yeah, in jail, he could be like, I want you, I want you, I want you.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And
That's
let me-
everything he wants.
let me tell
That's
you
everything he
something.
wants is just some man ass and some violence. And that's all he gets in there.
Diddy has a lot of leverage in prison.
Yeah.
A ton of leverage. You know how much money's on his books?
Guys.
You know how much noodles he's buying and selling and oil? He's pushing noodles crazy.
So didn't he also buy like Thanksgiving dinner for the whole jail?
I'm telling you, he's got the money, he's got the power, and he's got everybody in there to protect him. He's having a good time. He's got the
And he
cell
knows how
phones.
to move
I
that.
had money there too. The shit sucks.
Yo, my nigga.
You have no freedom. You can't see the sunlight. Yo, that shit is crazy.
As someone who had the chance to see the inside of Rikers and what they do,
They're not having.
he's having a good time.
Oh my god.
Some of them, no, those with the money
You
having
know
a
what?
good time.
You can't believe anybody who hasn't gone through it. Nick, I'm letting you know he's suffering.
That's because I'm not a criminal.
He's suffering. Yes.
See, my
Thank God.
brother's got in the jail too. He didn't have a good time. But for a man like Diddy, I think he's having a wonderful time. I think Diddy's going to come out there and his butthole's going to be whistling and he's just going to keep doing what he's been doing. I think you need to send him to an island. Like
He might get
Napoleon.
crazy.
Okay. Do you feel we're over policing weird adult behavior, or this is like like he should have got charged for what he got charged with?
I don't know, because like it seems like everybody was a willing participant for the most part, you know? For the most part. I don't know
I
about
mean,
like maybe a couple people were like
You mean
really genuinely
a
taken
couple
down
people,
in a
the
violent way.
women, the women that were a part of this weren't willing participants.
Yeah.
They are testifying on the stand saying,
See,
hey,
those ones you should be getting charged for.
But they couldn't make
that's
it
the ones he got charged for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't
Cassie,
fit.
Joy,
Those-
like the women.
No, Cassie was totally in on it. Cassie,
Thank you.
I was
That's
watching the documentary. She was definitely in on that shit.
Can I ask you something, though?
This is nuts.
If the charges were dropped, why do you think that is? Is it because the women weren't credible? The jury was tainted? What would happen there?
Stop
Because
confusing two things. If the sex trafficking charges were dropped, that's one thing. So they're saying, hey, you didn't traffic Cassie and the other women because they were for it. They were willing participants.
Wait. But
That's
Cassie,
the sex.
Cassie's not the pro.
No, that's what they're trying. That's what the sex trafficking
No,
charges were
the-
for Cassie and the girl. It's not for the guys.
No, it's very much for the guys
No, it's
going
not.
across state lines.
No.
Who were
If
the
it's
hoes
not,
that
it should
came
be
through?
for the guys too. But
Who were the hoes that
if
came
anybody
through?
is
It wasn't
not a willing
Cassie.
participant in
Cassie's
sexual
literally
acts, there should
the
be a
boyfriend,
charge.
The girlfriend. She's the girlfriend, no? So you can't traffic your girlfriend. You can traffic dudes to come into fuck her.
That's the claim that they are that they were making. That's
Yo.
why it didn't stick. That's why it didn't stick.
This came out earlier in the
I'm
week. It
telling
wasn't
you.
like they let cameras in. Let's get the you're right. Let's get the full transcript of what they're arguing. I don't even think we have that because that goes against what we've been talking about, actually.
No, I'm letting
Cassie is literally his girlfriend. How could you get charged for trafficking your bitch?
I mean, the same way
You know
that
that's
you can get
point.
charged for raping your girlfriend.
Yes.
You can get charged for your girlfriend now.
Yeah,
And then what's the where's the end of that story?
This is a new thing.
see, hold on. I like how Lenny, out of all the words, bitch, he censors pussy.
I know, right?
Pushing P over there.
Yo, this guy's crazy.
It just felt,
You know,
it
yeah.
felt like we should
If you're
turn
trying to
it
get
back a
some
little bit.
pee, I was dying.
Yo, Nick, before you go, I gotta ask you. So your house is burning down. You only have time to carry out one person, your spouse or your child. Who lives?
Man, I'm gonna take out my child and I'm gonna tell him, you think your dad can't get some more ass? You got me fucked up, kid. I can make another one just like you.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's the answer. Yo, I appreciate
being
you,
blunt.
Nick. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for calling in, man. Yo, who we got
man,
next
thanks
on the
for
line? Yo, these guys are crazy. Deshaun from Pittsburgh. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, brother? How you guys doing?
Oh, we're
Good.
doing
Good. What's up?
great. So, do you think Diddy should get out?
So it's a gray area. Do I believe that he has served enough time for the crimes he was convicted for? Yes.
Okay.
Do I believe that this new argument should fly? Fuck no.
Ooh.
However, it's for the crime that he committed.
Yeah, but then wait, because that kind of contradicts yourself.
It sure
because
does.
it's like, if you don't think he should get off for the new defense, then you're saying he should stay in prison.
No. So the new defense is this amateur porn defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where that gets fucked up is we have visual evidence of him beating this woman.
Yeah, but that's not the charge.
Yeah, that's not the charge.
No, you're completely right. They dropped that charge, right?
Yep.
So when it comes to that, I completely understand, right? But you cannot say that this woman wasn't doing it under duress when we have her getting beaten in the middle of a hotel where anybody could have just opened their door and fucking saw.
No. He rented out the floor. This was in private. I'm sorry.
Because we're talking about, in small terms, a pimp at this fucking point, right? We're talking about a pimp. We're talking about a gorilla pimp. We're talking about somebody that used force to continue a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
In the Mann Act, he fucking violated. Like, there's no doubt about him violating that. When it comes to the other people involved, that's where shit kind of gets shaky. But with Cassie being the main fucking victim, and we have him putting his hands on her on 4K, we can't say that she wasn't forced into anything because we don't know.
Yep. Yo, he brings up good points, lady. Brings up good points. Yo, Deshaun, I'm not rushing you off, but I do want to try to take as many calls as we can. Before we go, you have to answer this one. So your house is burning down. You only have time to carry out one person, your spouse or your child. Who lives?
I'm single with no kids, nigga. I'm taking my PC.
Let's say hypothetically, you're married with a kid. Who are you saving?
Still taking the PC.
I know.
Still taking the PC.
I would take my kid.
You get? Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Alex, real quick.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
At the end of this, I do have a question for you.
Uh-oh.
And it's something you're not expecting at all. But I'm going to wait for it.
Okay, wait for it. We have a segment at the end. It's called the off script. And so, call back in during that segment. And then, you can actually, whatever you want to ask, everything's up for grabs. Yo, thank you. I appreciate you for calling in, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right. We got one more for this one, and then we got to move on. All right. Sean from Texas. What's up, man?
What's good?
Oh, I came with all this energy. He's like, yo, what's up?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little hungover from last night, so I apologize.
Yeah, all right. We like that.
Nice. All right. Should Diddy get off? Pause.
I feel like Diddy's gotten off enough already.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think that he already has gotten like the light end of what could have possibly happened to him. So he got away with all the other shit. The fact that he's even trying to fight to go further and get off of his light sentence already feels like a slap in the face to everybody else. Harder than like the slap that already happened by him only getting 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I think, if it was up to me, I'd put that nigga under the jail, but
Under.
Bury him beneath it.
What about murderers, rapists?
He is a rapist. What? What are we talking about? You don't think niggas out there?
But I mean, like he did force his partners to have sex with these people. Like
he coerced Cassie into
like basically
the vast majority of the sexual situations that they encountered.
So it's like by association, kind of.
By association,
or like it's like secondhand grape.
It's coercion.
Yeah. Can you consent to someone who can destroy your career?
It's almost impossible because if that's your well-being and your livelihood, then the person that has your career in their grips, they can tell you and manipulate you to do whatever they want you to do if you like care about your livelihood. So if you want to give all that shit up, then cool. But now
add the fact that they're in a relationship.
That just makes it worse because
so we were kind of y'all talking about like pimping earlier. Pimps always have their bottom bitch, right?
Absolutely.
Cassie was just his bottom bitch.
Cassie was bottom. Cassie was the bottom bitch. And furthermore, listen, if it's like you said, is it prostitution? it was leverage, right? But we're talking about leveraging Cassie's career. She was with Diddy for how long? What in her career can you point at and be like, oh yeah, the only thing you got is only you.
No, wait. Did you see the doc? Because she recorded tons and tons of music that he wouldn't put out.
She was still together, right?
Yes.
Was she not paid? Did she not have money?
I mean,
we're still talking about a woman who signed an NDA.
What do you mean? Like,
she wasn't supposed to talk about any of this.
So that means she has to just take the abuse in silence?
No, I don't want her to take the abuse. But what I'm saying is, you sign something, getting a monetary piece of that. So you're a part of it. You know what's going on. You, in a way, accepted this bullshit.
You didn't accept abuse.
You accepted the NDA, the actions you were doing, and a payout, which is why she's being sued by the prostitutes that were brought in. This is ongoing. And by the way, she hasn't even responded to it.
Oh.
She's in line for a default judgment of $20 million. But no one wants to talk about it.
This is a new development. I haven't heard that one.
Is she getting sued because they can't touch Diddy?
Why can't they touch Diddy? That's a civil matter. But why would he got paid? The prostitutes got paid. But she's the one who opened the mouth and said, hey, this is what happened. She's naming names, people, blah, blah, blah. She's in it. I'm sorry.
But if she was being threatened or held against her will in some cases in order to do that,
those prostitutes would tell you opposite. They have the following is out there. The prostitute said she was very much a willing participant of everything, who had private sessions, continued on after the freak-offs would happen.
As of April 2026, there are no reports of Cassie Ventura being sued by the male sex workers involved in the show. Diddy This is a fact-based show because that was news to me.
This ain't feeling no facts.
Because that shit,
you must be
Chat
GPTing or whatever. But I can pull up the lawsuit.
You pull up the lawsuit. While you do that, though, yo, my guy Sean, before you go, your house is burning down. You only have time to carry out one person, your spouse or your child. Who are you saving?
Kind of like Deshaun, I ain't got no kids or no wife. I live in this crib by myself. But hypothetically, I would have to save my kids. I can find another wife. I don't think I can get another kid. So we had some callers who's living single.
Yeah.
So what's going on? I want them to. I want something. I want some skin in the game.
He wants you to find love, Sean.
I want you to find
I'm
love.
looking. I'm trying to avoid all these portals out here in San Antonio, but I'm
like Charles Barkley said, they got some big old holes over there.
Oh my God!
No, I swear to God, I didn't really believe them until I moved out here. These bitches are. Respectfully. I'm sorry.
No,
he ain't trying to deal with that.
Barkley never said respectfully.
Charles Barkley will tell a joke, but he won't tell a lie.
That is hilarious, Sean. Come to New York. We got beautiful women over here, Sean.
Oh, I already been. I got to pop back out there for sure.
Yeah. Yo, thank you for calling. We appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate y'all.
Oh, man. I knew this was going to run long, so let's move on right to topic 3 because I want to hear both of y'all on this one. All right. So, Zoran Mamdani just hit 100 days in office. New York City's first socialist mayor. He came in promising utopia for the working class. We ran the facts. We checked the tapes. Here's his actual 100-day report card. First, let's go with the wins. He delivered on childcare. He just rolled out a universal $2K full-day, full-year childcare for 2-year-olds that will save parents $20,000 a year. He is fast-tracking housing. He launched the Neighborhood Builders Program on city-owned land, starting with 300 homes. For the million rent-stabilized apartments in the city, he just stacked the rent guidelines board to force a 0% rent freeze this summer. And on public safety, his administration is taking a massive victory lap. They are pointing to the historical low shooting and murders in the first 3 months, and he just created the city's first deputy mayor for community safety. That is the good. Now, here is the ugly. He promised fare-free buses. That is officially dead. He walked it back because the money just isn't there. But the biggest scandal right now is the budget. The city is staring down a massive $12 billion deficit. Zoran is calling it the Adams budget crisis. He says the former mayor hid the real numbers, but blame doesn't pay the bills. And because the city is broke, Zoran just committed the ultimate betrayal to his base. During the campaign, he ripped Eric Adams for blocking the city's vouchers for the homeless, and he promised to expand them on day one. Well, reality just hit. The expansion cost billions. So last month, the socialist mayor reneged on his promise. He appealed the court ruling to block the vouchers, doing the exact same thing Eric Adams did. One side says, give the man a minute. He delivered on free childcare. He is freezing the rent. Crime is down. He is making tough financial calls because he inherited a $12 billion mess. The other side says he is a hypocrite selling fantasies. You can't promise utopia on the campaign trail and then throw the homeless under the bus the second you realize the checkbook is empty. My take? Every utopia has a cover charge. Zoran is finally realizing that in New York City, the math ain't mathin'. So let's open the phone lines. But first, before we do, Lenny and Grace, it's been 100 days. If you have to give the socialist mayor a report card grade, A through F, what are you giving him? Let's start with Grace.
I'm giving him a B.
Okay.
Because you have to have room to grow. During Trump's first 100 days, I made a video about the fact that this is just like an arbitrary benchmark, that it's not enough time for anybody to do really anything meaningful.
Okay.
Government moves at a snail's pace.
Yes, we know that.
So to hold any public official to a 100-day standard, it's like I have dry cleaning in my apartment. I haven't been able to take to the dry cleaner in 100 days. Like, let's give them some time.
All right.
A. B, I also think, if we allow Trump to say, I'm still working on Biden's economy 2 years later, then we have to allow him to say, I'm still working on Eric Adams.
Good point.
New York, 100 days in.
Good point.
I think from a performance perspective, which is, for better or worse, half the job of a politician and a lawmaker.
Yeah.
He is the most outside man I have ever seen in my life. I'm going to his rally with Bernie Sanders right after this. That man was laying asphalt with city workers at 1 a.m. on Friday night.
That's your propaganda.
Absolutely. But people love that.
No, I'm with it.
You got to feed the people. You think Trump's little Truth Social videos and shit isn't the exact same thing? Absolutely. So I think from a performance perspective, he is out and about. We are getting the branding. We're getting the media. We're getting all that. From a governance perspective, it is obviously brutal when you have to walk back a campaign promise. That's the risk that any public official takes when they decide what their platform is. They know full well that it's never all possible. So that's a high wire act that every single person has to figure out how to do. I think he's doing it with grace, no pun intended. And I'm just curious to see how he'll continue to build on the wins that he's had so far.
Sure.
Okay, Lenny.
So
what grade? What grade do you give?
Yeah.
Here's a perspective. I don't care.
Lenny, stop. No, you got to answer the question.
No, you know what?
If these people are picking their wife for their children, you got to answer.
You're right. So I'm going to give him, because this is why I say it. Everyone's in the middle of the road. They get a C. You know why? Because it's 100 days. It's 100 days.
I thought it was going to be an immediate F. I'm surprised.
I was going to premise it by saying I honestly don't pay too much attention to New York politics, and I'm more of a national level politics.
Even though New York politics affects you way more, but okay.
New York, yeah. But you know what? When you're out there living your day-to-day life and you're going to work, you're doing this, you got your kids, you got your wife, you got your friends, family, all that stuff, you don't really mind the minutia too much. Now, yeah, you're going to get some headlines. You're going to get some headlines. Oh, this guy's fucking up. Because it's funny, right? I was looking at the bus thing. Oh, I thought that was going to happen. But again, but to Grace's point, it's 100 days. You need a grace period, pun intended. So maybe there's plans for it. You said that's scrapped. He got funding from some Sunnyside Yards deck bullshit, $21 billion from the federal government. Is that necessary, or could you put those resources to something else? He's got 2 Euro, 2K childcare that's going to save parents $20,000. Is it? I don't know. It's just quite expensive.
Yes. You can't just.
I don't know. To me,
things that are actually happening.
To me, I feel like 3 years old. Yeah, you want to leave.
You're just mad because your kids are over 2.
No, I don't care about that. But 2 years old to drop them off with. Essentially, I don't know. I guess I don't know. I don't like the idea about 2 years old dropping off.
It's for people who can't afford
maybe.
it.
Huh?
It's for people who can't afford childcare like that. So it's like
sure, but
please take my kid. I can't pay for this.
Yes, but you got this incentive program. We're still buying hotels for migrants. Not buying hotels, but renting out hotels. Listen, you're still spending money, but your resources are becoming limited, right? Like you said, Utopia has a coverage charge, right? Does it? Like, how long can you keep something like this up? What other entitlement are you gonna issue to the people and say this is great? And then your base, your top owner base, are leaving the city.
They're not.
They're leaving the city. They're leaving the state. That's very much. I'm not saying the talking point of they said a lot of 31% of millionaires since 2018 have left. That's a COVID thing. But people on Wall Street have been moving resources to Miami. Has it not?
Okay.
There's the Wall Street of Miami.
No.
The people are moving things away. You know why? Because you don't have to be in New York to be a part of the financial utopia that you want to be a part of.
Yes, you do.
You don't have to.
Yes, you
to
do.
trade. Everything's online now. Why do you have to?
The financial heart and soul of this country will always be New York City.
Why? What makes it that you can't do the same thing?
Infrastructure, people.
Yes,
this is where they recruit.
We are
to.
now on a digitized landscape. So what makes me say I have to?
The New York Stock Exchange. They're all there on the floor every day.
Yeah, they're on the floor every day. But I guarantee you, it's less traders on the floor because they could do that from the They could do that from the business side of the bed.
American Express is building the final World Trade Center building. They are financing and building it.
American Express, a private credit card company who has predatory APRs to their customers.
But is that not financial centrality?
But that has nothing to do with the city. How does that help?
They're investing in New York
by
bringing all of their
investments. So when is that happening?
They're breaking ground on it next year.
So
that's a good thing.
Trump's doing good on the.
How is it Trump?
No. On the national level, when I say there's a lot of money coming into different areas, and you have to wait for these manufacturing plants to be built. That's a good thing, right? So I guess you give Trump a good grade.
It's not manufacturing.
I love when you guys just move topics. We're talking about Mamdani right now.
All right, can I tell you something?
That's cool.
So here's the real. And I'm absolutely ecstatic about it. I went out on a nice date night with my wife. Yeah. We were in Jackson Heights. Okay. It was fantastic, right?
What'd you eat?
A 22-ounce tomahawk bone-in steak from this little Spanish spot. They wear nice clothing, not something that's very enticing, right? So we had a good time. And then we walked the streets a little bit. We walked the streets. And the openness of prostitution and all this other shit's going on. And I'm like, wow, this is great. I give it because we had wonderful things to talk about, wonderful things to see. Like, look at this guy getting rubbed up in the corner. They got a boom room in the back. I love it. Absolutely. Now that we're letting prostitute, we just talked about Cassie.
Oh, prostitution.
Stop.
She's not a prostitute.
But I thought that was the argument. Oh, she's coerced. That's she's being paid. Anyway, it was just great to see what's happening in Queens and the things that are being enforced. Because if you can't enforce on the street level, what makes you think you can handle the bigger things? I don't know. But hey, I'm here for it.
So this sounds all good. So you're happy with New York right now?
A+ for the host.
Oh my God!
Because when will he address this issue? It's plain and it's plain out there for you to see.
Okay.
Who's going to make some enforcement here? Nobody, because it's a good time.
So Grace gives Zoran a B. Lenny gives him a C.
I'm giving him an A now.
But an A+ for the host.
Yeah.
Let's see what the callers have to say. Can we bring some callers in, guys?
Is this Chris coming up?
Yes, Lenny.
Yo, Chris.
What the actual fuck?
I know.
What the actual fuck?
All right, let's start with your grade. What grade do you give Zoran in his first 100 days?
I'm gonna give him a B.
Okay.
Just because there's always room to improve.
Exactly.
Right? I think, listen, I'm Team Grace today. That's all I'm saying. Right?
My man.
There's always room to improve. I think the reality of him getting into office and seeing that he's not going to be able to do the free buses and a lot of the other campaign promises really hit him, and it sucked while everybody was screaming in his face that like it's not really going to happen. But again, the big upside is that universal child care. Come on, that's like a huge win for New Yorkers. Like, come on, what are we talking about here? And Lenny, the comparison, that's insane, bro. Like, yes, we have to give politicians grace and we have to give them a little time to cook to see what they're going to do. But the big thing, though, between like Zoran and Trump is that Trump already was president. So he already knew like a bunch of the things how to operate a bunch of things, and this is that and the third.
He had an on-the-job training.
Like, while this is Zoran's first ever like major political.
Oh, okay.
Like,
No,
this is a good take.
Listen, I'm fine with that. All I'm saying is, don't do that, man. All I'm saying.
Clock it. You're just berating Cassie. You're gonna tell me don't do that?
Yeah. Let him be a little fruity.
What the heck?
I love this.
All
I'm saying is, Zoran's got
going
100
on.
days. It's 100 days in. You can't really judge much of anything on 100 days. However, all your entitlement, all of these incentive programs, eventually they're just not going to work. I'm sorry. You have limited resources for that.
Downer.
No, I'm sorry,
Facts,
but you have limited resources. So keep promising people pie in the sky. But when it comes time for the money to be dealt out, someone else has to take a cut. And it's just what it is. It's government. Someone has to take a cut. You can't keep promising the world.
1%.
You can't keep promising the people everything.
Tax the rich.
Okay, so if I'm a part of 1%, I'm leaving. I don't have there are other places where my money will go.
It's not going to happen. Everybody keeps saying that the rich are going to leave. They're going to leave. But realistically, it's not going to happen. As much as Miami is like upgrading in the financial sector, they're never going to be New York.
Yeah.
People leave blue cities
I'm a Jersey
all the
boy,
time.
and I will say this wholeheartedly. There is no place like New York. New York is like one of the meccas of the world when it comes to finance.
You keep saying, listen, and this is what I want everyone to understand.
Fuck that New York stuff outside of New York, but it's never going to be New York.
We're
the
talking
rich
about commerce.
No, none of these snobby
we talking about commerce. That's some nigga shit.
Like they're just bitching and moaning.
People are going to take their money and move it out somewhere where they will stretch.
Well, they haven't started yet.
They're not going to take it here where they know that
somebody's
fucking sitting on the street, some homeless dude on the street is getting mad bread every year, mad packages. Yeah, we want to take care of our people, but some people are leeches on the system, and that's not right. And that's what he's
You know
for.
who's a leech
He's
on the
for a
system?
leech.
It's the rich, and they need to start paying their fucking fees now.
So what's the percentage that you want? What's the percentage that you want? Okay, so let's say you're the millionaire. You're the millionaire. How much are we taxing you?
Take my
What's
money.
the percentage?
Take it.
Take my money. Don't ask me this question. Take 10%, take 20%.
So none of you have any personal pride in the things you're doing.
Always know how to make more money, bro.
I'm sorry. You're putting in work, and even right now, at your job, you might be the best fucking employee that's out there. You put in work, but then you see a coworker who slacks all day long. They get paid the same rate. You're gonna take that shit? No, you're gonna have bad morale.
Now you're moving the goal.
His problem. That's his.
Let's put it back to a
thing, bro.
millionaire.
I don't care as long as I'm doing my job and I'm going about my life the way I want to. I don't care if Billy, Bob, or Jane coworker just sits on the. I don't give a fuck about that shit.
When you're in a career, when you got a career like that and you're fucking doing things and you're making moves for companies or you're financially making profits for companies, doing things that make shit move, and all of a sudden you see someone who's doing half the work, you're doing plenty of group work, and they're not participating as much as you are. That does not build morale, and that's bad for a company. Same thing like millionaires. If you say I'm going to take 75% of your income for shit that you might have built, shit that you're giving people salary, healthcare, all this shit, and you're we're still going to tax you at 70%. Fuck out of here. I'm going to take my business somewhere else.
All I'm saying is that if you put all that hard work and all that generosity into helping those coworkers, you don't have a little bit of space in your heart to just take the 10% and give it to these these programs and stuff
Everyone
like that.
has the ability to give more money if they want to.
Lenny, I am a business owner, in Manhattan, New York, and I voted for Zoran, who campaigned on increasing corporate tax level, and I voted for that. I will pay more taxes if you are going to reinvest that money back into New York City. I am a product of that.
And at the same time,
I'm not going nowhere.
We'll find every tax loophole to fucking defer those, not defer it, but to write those off. Those expenses off. So don't give me that bullshit because everyone's got a loophole that they jump into and they're like, oh yeah, keep giving these motherfuckers money. But at the same time, you're writing your shit off because you got the opportunity to do it.
Write-offs are not loopholes.
That way they can get out of these legal
so it's the government.
Write-offs are not
loopholes. So that the motherfuckers that have been cheating us and like
who's cheating you, son?
Have been like can stop doing that shit. Like what are we talking about?
Why are you yelling
like,
at Chris for, bro?
Chris, who's cheating you, man?
Yo, Chris, what you got to get Chris? Yo, Chris, before you go,
I can give you a hug, yo. Like,
I know.
You need a hug, my nigga. Like, what's up?
We want to get some more callers in. Chris, before you go, your house is burning down. You only have time to carry out one person, your wife or your child. Who are you saving?
So this is coming from obviously somebody who doesn't have any kids. So fuck them kids. I'm saving my wife.
Oh, okay.
Big wife guy.
See, I think it changes when you have some kids.
That's all I'm saying. Because that's my partner. Like, not again. This is coming from somebody who doesn't have any kids. So when I do have kids, I agree. My opinion might change, but like that's my ride or die. If I've chosen this woman to spend the rest of my life with me, saving her. Like, what you mean? We've been through some bullshit. We've been through the good stuff. I'm saving my partner. Come on, we talking about.
I agree.
Yes. Okay. You know what? I didn't ask either one of you
you said
this
we're
question.
Gonna get to it.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's get to it right now. Yo, Chris, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate you. Know you're our guy. Day one,
sir.
A1.
Catch you later, guys.
Okay, let's just move right into off script because we're
over
overtime. Yeah, who are you saving? Your spouse or your child?
This is easy.
Wait. Let me start, Grace.
You have both.
You have both. So let me start with Grace.
Correct?
He does.
Okay.
He has both.
I have known my boyfriend longer than I will have ever known my kids, so I'm always picking my man.
Really?
So,
I don't know them.
What if we put an age on it?
I don't know them.
6 months.
Yo,
I don't know my kid.
To me, that is nuts.
I don't know my kid. I know.
Because your kid is defenseless. They can't fend for themselves. They can't
but
save
you
themselves.
can make another one.
Here's an alternative.
Your partner has the ability to save themselves.
Why is nobody self-sacrificing? Why is nobody selfless here and saying they're both being saved and I'm going to sacrifice myself?
I was going to go with that angle.
You are the person who can carry somebody out. They inhaled so much smoke.
Ultimate sacrifice.
Listen, so you just all die?
Everyone.
Everyone
I set the fire, actually.
Oh, shit.
Shit. I know. Okay. Now, Letty. Letty, please.
Whoa.
Think it over.
I'm scared.
Think it over? I've already thought it over.
Okay.
First of all, let's take out the hypothetical part, right? I am a strong individual. I'm putting everybody on my back.
No, stop it. Bullshit.
I thought you were going to say, let's take out the hypothetical. I've been in this situation.
He almost. This guy with fireworks is the worst. He almost burns his house down.
I see that.
I burnt my wife's hair
He
off.
burns. Yeah, he almost had this scenario. But Letty, who are you picking?
This is an easy one.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. My wife has life insurance, so she's got to go.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. However,
you are
love her to death. Love her to death. She makes everything go around, right? But she's gonna have to go, and I have money now, a lot of money to take care of my kids.
I think this is logic. I absolutely. I think that's the best argument.
This is the easiest decision. Babe, when you ever seen Kick-Ass? He's just yelling. They on fire. Babe, I love you, but we out.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And maybe I might even like reach for a little burn action, one more, but that type, and then I'm out. But this is easy because I'm gonna be.
So now
I'll have some money. I'm gonna have some money.
Now it gets a little more difficult. You have 2 kids. You can only carry one.
Oh God.
Well, unfortunately. you have to protect all women, and so I have to take my daughter.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm glad you went.
I have to protect all. Besides that, my son would never leave his mom's side anyway. So they would be together, and you could go,
That'd be like Pompeii.
Yeah. Pompeii. Exactly. But I will,
so dark.
I know it is. I'm dark.
But
I got dark sense of humor.
I'm making the right decision because I would need all the money in the world to make sure that my daughter's hair is on point. Because it's not coming from me. My wife does amazing, but there's no way I'm braiding her hair, twisting it, doing all that.
Yeah.
So I would have that money. And part of that would be the fun to make sure her hair gets done.
But then with all that money, are you moving to Florida so you don't get your
I'm moving
taxes
to
right?
Texas.
Oh, even better. Even better.
What?
This guy's crazy. This guy's crazy.
Oh, yeah, let me...
No, but that's not even that bad because I'm trying to get my license here, so that's not even that bad. But, okay. I think I go my partner. Yeah. I go my partner. It's fucked up because it's like, we can make another one, man.
We can make another one. But wait a minute. How do you feel? You got a 6-month-old in there. You got a 3-year-old in there. You're letting them go?
So because I don't have a kid, it's hard for me to really feel that feel. And I'm thinking about Cece right now and my dog. And I'm like,
you gotta let her go.
Yeah.
You've been on one today.
She looks like a fried chicken. She might get... All right. See?
You should give her to the Mexicans so they can cut her up in here.
Dark humor. All right. So we are going to open up the line. We are so over time, so we're just going to take maybe 1-2 callers tops and then end this whole thing. So whoever we got ready, let's bring them on. Do we have anybody ready? Vic? Yep. All right.
LT.
Yo, LT. I got it from Kansas. LT, this is off script. Shoot.
Okay, from left to right, the Middle East, the Palestinian people were concerned about even outsiders being involved in their situation, and it looks like this is what it developed to. We have to remember Israel was never even a place to begin with, and that's the one place that they found for them to, settle down and do their thing.
That is correct.
As far as the Diddy situation goes, I think we all can universally agree that he does need to spend some time in there to reflect a little bit because he is beating up the hoes, bro. If you're going to be doing what you're doing behind closed doors, don't beat the hoes. Be a fucking gentleman. It's not that hard. I'm sure we can all agree on that.
Stop saying that shit. That doesn't make it better just because you ripped out the floor.
From the outside, it just looks like he's going through the regular political shit. It's not that crazy. He's not fucking or eating babies yet, so we'll see. That's at least from an outsider's perspective, it doesn't look like it's nothing crazy going on. But politicians, you need to start promising less, bro. You're overdoing it.
You can't
You're doing
win,
too much.
though. You can't
At
win
this
if you
point,
promise
all
less.
you can offer is telling the people saying I'll take your opinions and the opinions of what I'm representing into consideration with everything that I deal with, because you can't promise shit anymore,
LT, come on, chill out. You're not winning any election by saying that shit.
Yeah, which politician do you know that has won an election based on that?
Mamdani was the boringest one, this previous one, if you think about it. We're so desperate, I think we would let a fucking fridge run the country.
What are you talking about? Mamdani had the most motion out of any politician.
But that's what I'm saying. Everybody was like, Israel, Israel, Israel. And then Mamdani was the only one that was like, I just want to help the people.
Yes, he's making a bunch of promises that he can't keep. Some he can, some he may that he can't keep. But I'm just saying that is what politicians do.
I guarantee
that's how you run. You got to promise. You got to make us feel hope.
But if they want to worry about eyes, they should start behaving more like Speed.
Yeah,
start doing backflips up there. I'm pretty sure people would like him a lot more.
Like I show Speed.
That's fun.
Okay. LT, quick, before you go. Your house is burning down. You only have time to carry out one person, your spouse or your child. Who lives?
We don't have kids yet, so I think I'm just going to get my wife and we're just going to make another one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Understandable. Same answer I went with. LT, appreciate you, man. Love you, brother.
Love, guys.
All right. Who we got next? This is... Oh, Sean's back? Oh, yes. He has. That's right.
Great
he
question,
stayed around.
man.
I like that. All right. Shoot.
All right, brother. So how to make it short and sweet. We've met a few times. I've been a fucking Flamer fan since way back. Dude, we were talking to the racist white lady in Pittsburgh the one night.
Yes.
And then I got cash out the ATM for you in Cincy.
For? You owe him money.
No. Your card wasn't working, and you Venmoed me to get cash out for you at the casino in Cincy right before your flight.
So I did pay you back. I don't owe you no money. Though.
You did not.
I thought you was coming back.
You're good, my dude.
Yo, get this guy off the line.
Don't worry, I would have got your money back.
I just had a quick question of where we are from the evolution of the start. I've been there since the start of Flagrant, following you guys, to where we are now to the new pivot. Are we going to get some sort of like State of the Union at some point?
Oh, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by State of the Union?
Y'all ideas of what's going on.
Just addressing what's going on. Just State of the Union, where the next pivot will go, what maybe the next moves will be.
What I think he's saying is, what's the next Netflix special?
So I get that. I understand. I don't know if we like to telegraph our moves publicly. We kind of just like for people to just see them. Because it's like, if you tell people beforehand, then they set expectations, and then you just got to shoot. And we're shooters. You've seen over the years, the show has changed, it's improved, maybe it's gotten worse. So whatever the case is, everybody has their opinion. But we're a bunch of creatives who like to take chances, and we're always going to take chances. So one thing I can tell you, we are doing a pivot right now, so just expect for some more changes right now. Yeah.
I know.
That's all I can say.
That's a good tease.
Yeah. So without saying too much, my next question would be how you feel about pivoting into B Mike.
Oh, I feel I'm already there. That's
you are.
I feel I'm already there.
You definitely are.
I don't look at it that way. I kind of just look at it like, yo, we're all there. We're just friends kicking it and chilling. Like, I don't try to gobble up mic time. It's just, if I have something I want to say, I say it. And if I don't have anything I want to say, I'll be quiet for the whole episode. So that's really how I approach every Flagrant episode. And that's just, it is what it is.
100%. I've just seen the switch from C Mike to B Mike, and I was just kind of wondering how you felt about it.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I've been doing my thing. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable doing this. I was Mr. Behind the Scenes for a really long time.
For a while, way before Miles.
Just doing something like this, I would have never thought. Like, I never would have thought I would be running my own thing. So this is in itself is cool, and it's like I'm getting more comfortable with it. So let's see where it goes. I'm having fun. Are you having fun? Are you enjoying Flagrant?
Dude, I enjoy it. I love the fuck out of it. I still follow. My last question would be:
are you enjoying AM mornings? That's more important.
That's the question. I love the fuck out of it. You see where I am. You see where the fuck I am right now. Love AM mornings. My last question would be: in any capacity, from seeing you guys move from before Miles editing to now, do you guys still kind of work?
What do you mean?
Together wide, you know what I mean? Like your studio wide. I know he's been on some pods that recorded your studio. Mm-hmm. I just didn't know if you guys like.
Oh, like me and Eden work together?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I'm the creative director for Horrible Decisions, and Eden is their lead. Like, so yeah, me and Eden are constantly talking every single week, trying to push out that podcast. Yeah, Eden's my guy. I love Eden. And it was like, I wish he was still around in the Flagrant team, man. We gave him the nickname Turkey, man.
I think the Turkey's kind of set it off a little bit.
It's all love. This podcast space, it seems big, but it's fairly small. Like, all the producers, I know every podcast producer. I know Jamie F. Rogan. I know like all the guys everywhere. Yeah. Like, we all talk. We're all cool. And it's just like, it's like a little fraternity that we have,
Facts.
Yeah.
All right,
Yo,
man. I respect
Deshaun,
it.
I
Hey, I'm
appreciate
excited
you
to
so
see
much
the
for
next
calling,
chapter,
man.
bro.
You're a real A1 fan. I appreciate that, brother.
Yes, sir. I'll be back in next week.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
And yes,
Yes,
I would
sir.
love, guys, I would love to take more calls, but we are way over time. Grace has to go. I have to go. Letty, we all got to go. I want to thank everybody for calling in.
I can hang around. Who wants to go to a bar?
Yeah, who wants to meet Letty at the bar? Because my ass is going home to work. But yes, that's a show. Big thanks to Letty. Big thanks to Grace for holding it down today. We appreciate everybody who tapped in, everybody who called. If you want to be a part of this show every week, Patreon is where that happens. If you didn't get to call in today, head over to Patreon. That's where you can sign up. And then also, I continue the conversation in the comments. So when the episode comes out tomorrow on Spotify and YouTube, I'm in the comments. I'm engaging with you guys. Let's continue this conversation. We'll be back next Sunday, 11 a.m. And like I always say, Clara, take me off the screen.